Gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is BP311, and I'm coming to you live today on YouTube. Running it through Restream just as a trial, as I have told you there's something in the works, and I am working on that, getting some people together for a weekly live show that I'm going to call This Week in Sports Betting. I'm going to go over hockey in depth. We're going to go over the NBA in depth. I'm going to have somebody on potentially to go over some soccer and even somebody for some UFC, as there is a big pay-per-view on April 9th. So next week at some point, there's going to be a live show. Prior to it, I will hype it here. TJ Saltog will be my co-host. He'll be hyping it on his show. So stay tuned to both of us to get all the up-to-date information on all of that. In the meantime, don't forget to check out Johnny Hahn Wins weekly, weekdays, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, and it will be switching to a 5 p.m. Eastern time start next week. So keep in mind all of that information. I believe I'll be on the show this Friday, April 1st, talking about the Final Four, and then I think again potentially on April 3rd. Is it the 3rd? 1, 2, 3. I'm retarded. The 4th, going over the national championship as we wrap up college basketball, and it's been fun. But the brackets were, man, they didn't go how anybody expected them to, I can imagine. So with that, all that being said, let's start with a recap from what I did on Wednesday. And another 1 and 2 day. March has not been real kind to me, but you just keep plugging, you keep grinding, as Bo says. Please check out Bo Dunn Wins as well. Check out Johnny Hahn Wins. Check out T-Mac on YouTube. I'm just dropping everybody's name in here, trying to get some more eyes on the prize, viewers, subscriptions, likes, all that stuff. Hit the like button, hit the bell, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you like it. Most likely others will too. I'll keep you informed on when the live show will happen as far as the more in-depth, long-form live show where every week I'll go deep in the NHL and give you at least a lean on every game. And just to remind you, a lean's a lean. I won't play it. Most likely I won't bet it. But I want to give you an idea of what I'm thinking so that if you want to bet on the game, you've got a little bit of insight from what many are calling me an NHL specialist. I try. I get on streaks, and I like to go with overs and money line, sometimes a puck line. We're going to give you one today. Let's recap the Wednesday 1 and 2. Recap March 47, 54, and 3. All-time 112, 105, and 4. So I had the Red Wings money line, and it was looking good, looking promising there for a while. And the Rangers tie the game. Wings tie the game. Overtime, Rangers get the win 5-4 in OT. Wish I would have taken the over on this one. Wings did not get the job done. It was a plus 160 money line. I saw value in it. The Rangers were on a back-to-back, but they keep winning. So it is what it is. Moving on. The Vegas Golden Knights and the Seattle Kraken. See, the Kraken didn't come through for me this time. They let everybody down. It was 3-1 Las Vegas. And if Seattle could have stayed in it like they often do and kept pressing and scoring, which they had a really hard time doing all game, it would have been a different outcome. But that's 2 L's in the NHL. Cold on the ice yesterday. We'll try to get back tonight. NBA, though, everybody thought I was crazy when I took the Heat on the money line at plus 180 against the Boston Celtics, and the Heat got the job done. They win the game 106-98. So that was a dub, and that was a good one. It paid about 3 times the money, so it got me to a decent spot yesterday, only losing a little bit and not a lot. So 1 and 2, but we were a little bit hot in the NBA. We're going to try to get back fire on the ice, and we have the NIT championship game tonight. So let's roll into that first. I've been saying it for weeks. Texas A&M was the best team to not make the national championship March Madness tournament. They have a chip on their shoulder. They're playing better defense than anybody in the tournament, and when they get hot on offense, there's no stopping them. I'm taking A&M -4. I've already taken it at -4. Line's at -4.5 now. You can get it at FanDuel at -108, which is a little bit better than the -110 or -115 most books are giving it to you at. They play Xavier, 7 o'clock on ESPN tonight. Big game, and I'm going to roll for the Aggies to not only win, but to cover the number and show everybody why they should have potentially been a part of the big tournament this year. Let's go into the NBA. I'm going to go with the Pistons here, but I took them last night at plus 11. It's now down to plus 9.5. If you want to take the game, I would at least buy the half a point to plus 10. I think it's worth paying -120 or whatever to get it there. The Nets beat them by 7 points on Tuesday in a 130-123 final for a Brooklyn victory. look, the Pistons are playing good ball lately. They're keeping in it with even good teams, and Cade Cunningham has just been on fire. So I think they can cover a double-digit spread. I like it at 11. I don't hate it at 10. At 9.5, I'm a bit leery there. So up to you, but I would stick to 10 or above on that one. This one's on at 7 o'clock. You can check it out on League Pass. Detroit has covered the spread in 4 of their last 5 games. So there's that. Let's roll into the NHL, and I like the Calgary Flames tonight. They're at home. They're taking on a back-to-back LA Kings team. And while the Oilers couldn't get the job done covering the puck line -1.5 last night, I believe the Flames can. They're a much better team. They're better than the Oilers, and they're much better than the Kings, in my opinion. The Flames are on fire, no pun intended. I think the Flames can do it. LA's on a back-to-back. Calgary's not. Calgary's one of the best teams in hockey, and even though it was 2 nights ago when they played the Colorado Avalanche and got eked out by a goal, I think that they're looking for some redemption here and to show the NHL what they're all about. So the Flames -1.5. I grabbed it last night, +102 at Bet Rivers. Looks like the consensus is now -115. Look, if you like lines, if you like matchups, you like games, you like certain bets, I always look night before. I know there's games going on. You're keeping track of your bets and you're seeing what's going on with everything that you already have down. But don't get tunnel vision. Night before is when I start looking at lines for the next day. Sometimes 2 nights before I start looking at stuff, and it's not even, there's no lines out. I just see what matchups I want to key in on. So I have myself, a pre-slate written down kind of ideas that I can look at then the night before and see what the lines come out at. Because once the lines are out for a while, you get into the next morning, next afternoon, you got people betting on them, and you just don't have, a lot of times you don't have as good of a line, as good of a number as you would have wanted, or as you could have gotten if you would have taken it when it was out originally, when it drops usually evening before, depending on the book. MGM is one of the first to drop a line. DraftKings is pretty good too, 6 to 8 p.m., 6 to 9 p.m. night before. Some of the other ones are hard to get on till morning of, but I like taking the stuff early, so I need to check out probably some more offshores. The one I have really doesn't let you do much day before, in NBA or NHL. So I don't like that factor. So we'll review those picks, but let me give you a couple for Saturday. And I talked to you the other day, and I gave you Kansas early, -4 against Nova. Nova's public enemy #1. They beat Michigan out of the tournament, not only this year, but they beat them in the national championship in 2018. I can't wait to see them go away. Kansas being the last #1 seed, I do not see them as being vulnerable. I think they're going to do well. If you want to head over to DraftKings, they're giving a profit boost. It's a mystery. You got to click in. You got to opt in. You might get 25, 50, 75, or 100% same game parlay profit boost on these 2 games for the Final Four on Saturday. I got 25% on both, but I threw a little bit on each. Kansas is -4 against Nova, -4.5 now. I don't hate that. Half a point doesn't bother me. I would take them. I think that they're going to win, and I can't wait to see Nova go home. The other one that I talked about all week but didn't take until recently was North Carolina. And although my data on Action Network may or may not be valid, it's showing a lot of money coming in on the Tar Heels. And so therefore, I don't want to wait anymore to take this line because I don't want it to drop. I seen it at 170 at Caesars. By the time I got there, it was down to 160. I jumped on it and I took it. So I've got North Carolina money line +160 against Duke for Saturday as well. I will repeat these plays for you on Friday's show. Whether or not I go live on Friday is questionable. I know that the webcam mic is not great as far as loudness. You have to turn your speakers up to hear me sometimes, so I apologize for that. I have a new microphone on order. I'm waiting for it through Amazon. That'll be ready to go for the live show extravaganza next week. I got lots of people I'm talking to, getting some people on and on board and in the works. So really getting this thing rolling. I don't know what day of the week it will be next week, but I'm leaning towards a Saturday afternoon at this point on the 9th itself, maybe 12, maybe 11, something like that. I'll keep you posted on the exact date and time. It will not necessarily be the same day every week. So you'll have to keep posting, you'll have to stay tuned to BP311 and TJ Salt Talk to get the updated information on what day, what time you want to check out this week in sports betting, because we're going to go in some stuff you can't find, It's not real prevalent to find somebody going deep in the NHL like I do. I'm going to have people going into soccer and UFC, and if things are a little bit more, off the radar, I guess, when it seems like basketball and football are just the prime top And USFL is coming up, so I'm sure we'll be talking a little bit of that, or at least I will on this portion of the program on my weekday sports picks, because I will be getting involved in that. I'm excited for it. And go Panthers. All right, Michigan Panthers, that is, not Carolina, not the NFL. We're not there yet. With that being said, I think I've wrapped everything up. Let me review the picks. I'll go over the Saturday ones again tomorrow. Here are the Thursday picks, okay? Texas A&M -4 or -4.5 against Xavier in the NIT Championship, 7 o'clock tonight on ESPN. Detroit Pistons +11. Still like it at +10. Don't love the +9.5. You may want to buy the half a point. They play the Brooklyn Nets tonight in Brooklyn, 7 p.m. on NBA League Pass. And then the Calgary Flames -1.5 on the puck line in Calgary against the LA Kings. 9 o'clock, this one is on ESPN Plus, where you find a ton of great NHL action these days. If you don't have ESPN Plus, you might want to consider getting there if you like to watch hockey, because you can get a ton of it there. And it doesn't buffer like Stream East and some of those other ones do. So just throwing that out there. With that being said, I got nothing left for you. Hopefully this live went well. I can review it now and see how the picture is mostly. Make sure the voice is not choppy. I know it's a little bit low, but I'm working on getting the mic. So look, big things coming up. We are just continuing to grow and get bigger, and I appreciate the love and the support. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. With all that being said, I'll see you on Friday back here for BP311 Weekday Sports Picks. Friday at 6 on Johnny Hahn Wins Live with the boys T-Mac, Bodon, and Johnny. Probably again on Monday. I go Monday through Friday with the sports picks, and then next week at some point, or potentially next weekend, there will be a big live show extravaganza, probably a half hour, 45-minute program going over deeply NHL, NBA, and soccer for sure. Still working on UFC. With all that being said, love you guys. Let's make some money. Keep it profitable, and I'll talk to you later.